The Dolphins posted a video to social media. Take a look. This is Tua throwing to new acquisition Tyreek Hill during some offseason workouts. Fans online noticed that the pass appears to be a bit underthrown. The speedy receiver had to stop his route and come back to catch the ball. Shannon, they are a new connection, but is this an early bad sign?
Well, I mean, we knew it was going to be a sign. This is not what Tua's strong suit is pushing the ball down the field, Skip. This is Tyreek's new reality. People forget that Tyreek was there 2 years before Patrick Mahomes got there. Alex Smith was unable to take it to untap what Tyreek became. True. Because when Mahomes got there, Andy Reid finally had a guy that was willing to push the ball down the field and could push the ball down the field 50, 60 yards down the field and take full advantage of Tyreek's ability. Tyreek chose the bag. I ain't got no problem with it, Skip. That's $120 million. Got $70 million inside. So I ain't got no problem with that. But this is what Jalen Waddle last year with Tua had 104 catches for 1,015 yards. That's less than 10 yards a catch. Now, in college, he averaged 19 yards a catch with a high of 21 his senior year. I mean, his last year at Alabama. So Jalen Waddle, Skip, is a guy that gets down the field. He's a sub 4.4 guy. Maybe sub 4.3. Right. But because Tua doesn't have the kind of arm strength to push the ball down the field, they run smoke screen, jailbreaks, a lot of little screens and all that nature. Tyreek's going to find out. But I guess, his pockets be weighing him down, so he won't hear too much. But, Skip, this is going to be Tyreek's new reality.
First question. Why would the Dolphins social media team post this video as if it were something positive? Right. As if it were foretelling a great future between Tua and Tyreek? Because it looks like, in the end, like they're playing catch instead of him running routes because he's standing flat-footed facing Tua when he catches the football, right?
Yeah. Tua going to be throwing a lot of three-step go routes, Skip. The normal 5 steps, it's going to be 3 steps and a hitch.
So I tried to tell you about Tua when he's at Alabama. He's a dink and dunker, and he's a soft armor. And sometimes if you have enough talent on the flanks, you can get away with that. If you play to his quote-unquote strengths, which are actually his weaknesses, you can get away with that. But Tyreek doesn't do that. Tyreek runs past people the way nobody in the history of this game, unless you want to throw a Bob Hayes at me, has ever done it before. And in Kansas City, he had a quarterback capable of overthrowing him. Yes. That's how strong that kid's arm is, because he can literally throw it out of the stadium. Correct. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so it was a match made in touchdown
football
heaven, right?
Yes.
And I will never forget that first quarter of that game at GOAT, 2 years ago, when Tyreek had, 200 yards receiving the first quarter. It was like, what? How did that happen? Well, that's not going to ever happen again. So I hope that Tyreek is sort of content with semi-retirement, because that's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to just shelve it, man. He's going to have to appreciate the bag. He got the bag, and then he's just going to have to give it up. Right. Because he's going to be in a whole different kind of offense, because everything's going to have to be run after catch.
Skip, it's hard when you play with a great quarterback for such a long period of time, and then all of a sudden you're no longer playing with him. And that's why you see a lot of guys, when they left Brady, they weren't the same. Some of the guys that left Manning, they weren't the same.
No.
So it's not as easy. Okay. I'm just saying, okay.
Okay. I also think Patrick Mahomes is not going to be quite the same without that weapon. Right. Because I told you the day he left for Miami, I've just never seen a weapon like that. Right. Because we're talking about football speed.
Skip, he was a legitimate, we hear this, he's a threat to go all the way. No, he's a legit threat every time he touched the football. No matter what the route is, he's a legitimate threat to hit his head on the goalpost.
Every single time, and he's also capable of taking a 10-yard pass for 80 more yards.
Well, we saw Buffalo. We saw that. That's a simple over route against 22 man. Yeah. There's no way he's supposed to split the seam.
When he cut it up, he made 4 defenders seriously look like they're standing still.
He did.
So maybe if the new head coach in Miami, if you can sort of figure out some underneath stuff where you just get him loose in space, okay, that will work. But what he used to do, he will not be able to do anymore, because this quarterback is not capable of getting the ball to him.
Right. Because the thing was, Skip, you had to play so far off him because you was worried about Mahomes throwing the ball over your head. I'm not worried about Tua throwing the ball over my head.
No.
Like I said, it's going to be a lot of three-step hitch-go routes.
So posting that video was the biggest reason not to watch the Dolphins this year, right?
Oh, you don't think?
Somebody should be fired for that.
Hey, gentlemen, you just brought up Patrick Mahomes, and guess what? We just found out exactly when Mahomes will face Brady in a rematch of Super Bowl 55. We're going to give you all the details coming up next on Undisputed. Over LeBron's Lakers missing the playoffs despite that sky-high luxury tax bill. However, a recent report states despite the frustrations of the season, LeBron believes a few tweaks and some health can actually turn this thing around, and they can be super competitive. Meanwhile, take a look. The King, returning from his vacation in the South Pacific, posting new 5 a.m. workout videos of him on Instagram. LeBron getting it in. Shannon, how excited do you think he is for next season?
He's very excited. You see, nephew, you do realize the playoffs going on. They're not going to play a game until a way long time, but he already putting that work in.
Kettlebells?
Yeah.
That's what you use at the 10 o'clock class at 24-hour fitness.
I use kettlebells.
Kettlebells?
I use kettlebells.
I'm not a big fan of kettlebells.
I'm a very big fan of kettlebells.
Are you really?
Yes,
I don't think you are.
Yes, I
think
am.
You're just saying.
No, Skip, I do. I use a lot of kettlebells. I do.
right.
Honestly, I do. Skip, I think he's very excited because he loves basketball. Skip, there are some people that just, it's like, I mean, obviously he has a lot of, off the field stuff that he got, production companies and this and that, all that. But when you love something, and you see the kind of dedication that he's putting, there's a reason why he's able to play at the level that he plays at, a la Tom Brady. You know Tom loves the game. Ain't no way you gonna play 23, 24 years at 44, 45 years of age if you don't love it. It takes dedication in the offseason. People only see the Sundays. But before the Sundays have to take place, there's Monday through Friday. And it's Monday through Friday 5 months ago that nobody saw, but your wife saw you leaving the house, or your trainer. That's it. And so when you see these guys and they play at this elite level for an extended period of time, the dedication that you must have in the offseason is second to none. And so for him, now that's where he loses me. I wasn't no early morning workout guy, Skip. Me and my coach, the only time me and Coach Davis ever got into a disagreement, it was with 5 o'clock workout. Well, 5 o'clock workout, Skip, the workout starts at 5. That means I got to be up at 4:45. I got class at 8. I normally like to sleep at 7, take a shower, walk to the calf, eat breakfast, walk to class. Man, Coach, this here ain't. And then we got practice in the afternoon. Coach, this here ain't gonna work, Coach. That lasts about a week and a half. Then they cut it out. I appreciate that, Coach. Rest your soul, Coach David. But yeah, he loves the game, Skip, and I know he's gonna be ready. You see that? You see that 37? Does that body look like a 37-year-old to you, Skip? I mean, as you looking at it, you saw it. Did it look 37 to you?
Well, 37 is not that old.
It is in basketball. The man 20 years in, Skip.
He's a little thicker around the midsection, just a little bit. He's been on vacation for 6 weeks.
Thank you. Wait till the finished product.
Who gets a 6-week vacation?
I mean, there are some guys right there, all they doing is got a before and before picture. Ain't no before and after, it's before and before. And looking horrible. My nephew gonna be right. Give him a month.
Really?
Wait till you take that shirt off in a month.
You know what the irony of this was? That on that Wednesday morning, I had just posted at 2 a.m. when I got up, a picture of my alarm clock at 2:01 that I'm up, and I make my little caption to LeBron, like, "Hey, Bron, I'm up. I'm ready to get on the treadmill. Where are you in the gym yet?"
He will be.
He got in the gym at 5. That's pretty impressive. To me, right?
How many guys you think season's over is in the gym at 5 a.m.?
Well, let's not exaggerate this, because I do think a whole lot of NBA players, starting with Kevin Durant, are in the gym. Or let's go to
He on vacation.
Kawhi Leonard. I bet he's in the gym.
Whoa.
But he just doesn't post.
Whoa. Talk about.
He's reclusive Kawhi. He's the Howard Hughes
whatever Kawhi's doing, he need to stop doing it. Because all he do is miss time. That's all he needs. So whatever workout he doing, he need to stop it immediately.
He won't miss any next year.
I hope not. Hell,
because they are positioned to win it all.
He just took the whole year off. He shouldn't miss it for the next 3 years. Hold on. He done in the last 5 years, he done took 2 full years off. And he been load managing.
How did LeBron go steal that championship in the bubble? He got to take, what was it, like 3 months off before they went to the
same
bubble?
amount of time Kawhi had off.
Interesting.
And you remember what he did to Kawhi when they first got back? That was the first game in the bubble. And what did he do?
Asterisk bubble issues.
Locked him up and Paul George. Made Paul George shoot the air ball. Kawhi didn't even want to take a shot.
So let me get this straight. So if this is to be believed from Brian Windhorst, and I always believe Brian's stuff because he really knows LeBron, that LeBron has convinced himself it's going to be, like Jeannie's sort of indicating, it's just business as usual. Let's just run it back.
What is business? No, Skip. It's business as usual for me. I'm going to do what